Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Alicia. I post new tutorials every Thursday, primarily on tumblers, but I've been doing a lot of different things recently. It's been a while since I've done a wine glass, so I had somebody who asked me to make them a resin tray for, I guess it was a friend or a family member, I can't remember what it was. And she wanted me to put on their Lang's Casino. They play cards every week. And so I had made that, and then she came to me and said, hey, can you make me a wine glass and a matching pen? And I was like, sure. So if you're interested to see what I came up with, and I will show you a picture at the end of her holding her tray, stick around and I'm going to go ahead and get started. All right, so I'm making this wine glass from a set that was given to me because they didn't have anything to do with it. And I said, here, you can craft with them. So, but you can use any wine glass that you want, any shape or style. Dollar Tree has a lot of good, cute styles. And you can pick them up for $1.25 and then go ahead and decorate them. So clean the glass first with 91% alcohol. Make sure there's no residue, fingerprints, or grease or anything on there. And right now I am applying Aleene's Tack It Over and Over. If you are not familiar with it, it is a glue that dries tacky. And that's what you want because I'm applying mica powders to the glass to start with. That's going to be my base. Normally I would spray paint, but because I don't have this exact color, I am going to do it with mica powder. This is actually something new that I am trying out. It actually worked for me, and you'll see later on. So this is the color, or one of the colors that I used, that I decided to use as a base, and this came in a kit that I ordered on Amazon. It is this light green color. It is really pretty, and it's got a nice shimmer to it. I'm also going to use that when I do the swirl effect as well. But for the base, this is what I did. And I did 2 coats of this. So I went and I did Aleene's Tack It Over and Over. And I put a coat of this on. And then I did Aleene's Tack It Over and Over again. So I put 2 coats on there because it was still just a little bit too sheer with the first coat. I wanted a little bit more. I didn't want it to be too sheer. So if that makes any sense. So I kind of want it like an in-between. And I'm just using a makeup brush. You can use any fine bristled brush that you have or that you can purchase. You can get these at the Dollar Tree, or if you have extras on hand. I like the Epoxy subscription I have. They send me a lot of brushes. But, arts and crafts stores, any soft bristle brush. But I find that makeup brushes work best on these, or work best with these mica powders. That's just my preference. And like I said, you can pick one up at the Dollar Tree if you don't have one. So I'm going to get this whole glass coated, except for the bottom. I am not going to do the bottom, but I'm going to do the stem. I'm going to do the bottom all the way up to the tippy top. All right, so my 2 coats are dry, and I'm going right into epoxy. I did not seal this. I'm just doing and I'm doing a quick set epoxy. You can do whatever epoxy you have on hand or whatever your favorite epoxy is. Mounting these glasses is a little bit of a challenge because they don't quite fit on your standard Turner sponge. So I had to put a little filler around it, and that's to get it secure so that it's not flopping around, because wine glasses are shaped kind of weird. They're not a nice cylinder shape that the cut foams fit in nicely. So just be aware of that. I buy this stuff at the Dollar Tree. It's like a drying mat or something like that. I don't know. It's kind of like a foamy, I think it's a dish drying mat, and it cuts up easy, and it's a little bit stretchy and kind of forgiving. So I find I like to use this stuff. All right, so I put a coat of epoxy on this cup, and I did not, actually, I apologize. I did not use a fast set epoxy on this because I'm doing the swirl effect. So I wouldn't use a fast set because it's going to set before you're finished doing your swirls. So don't use that. My bad. All right, so now I am mixing my colors. I split up the remainder of the epoxy. I think I mixed up 30 mLs of epoxy, and probably about 10 went on this glass. I didn't do a very thick coat because I want movement, but I don't want too much movement. So I'm using black mica powder with the The green that I use, oh, you see I spilled some on there. No worries, we're gonna fix that. But I'm gonna mix up the different color greens that I used in this along with a black, and I may even have a gold. I think I left the gold out of there. And here's the same color green that I used on the glass. So I am going to use this in my swirl effect as well. And this video is a little bit longer because I'm showing you the entire process. I did speed it up, but I didn't cut anything out because, you know, I want you to see how, you know, what I did. And there, I'm fixing it. Just smear it up, take it off. I want you to see the entire process and why the, you know, how the cup came out with the swirl that it did. So it's going to be a little bit longer because I'm going to show you everything. I'm not going to cut anything out, but I am going to just put music because there's really nothing more to narrate other than past this point. So I'm using this darker green and I'm just taking my popsicle stick and I am drizzling it on. There's no rhyme or reason, just put it on in kind of these strands. And I'm going to do this with all of these colors, and I'm going to go back and forth with the colors. I'm going to use a heat gun as well to move some of these around and swirl them a little bit. And that's really it. There's really, it's not complicated. It's kind of fun to see how it's going to, you know, how it's going to turn out. Because even after spinning for a while, it's going to change a little bit. So I'm going to put on some iMovie music because I know how much you guys love that while you watch me do the process. And here's me doing the pen. I really didn't like the way this pen came out, and I had to redo it on another pen because what happened was the swirls did not meld together enough, so it was really lumpy and bumpy. So I wound up doing another pen and then smeared the colors on with my fingers so that it wasn't so lumpy and bumpy. So that's just to let you know that that can happen if you're working with a small surface like I was. So all right, here we go, music. If you have any questions, if I missed something, always comment down below and say to me, hey, what did you do here? What did you do there? But for the most part, I think it's self-explanatory. All right, I will see you in a bit. All right, so I let this cure overnight, and I am putting on the same way I did with the tray. It's Lang's Casino in gold vinyl. I didn't show you cutting that out. This is not a vinyl tutorial. This is really just a swirl wine glass tutorial, but just figured I would show you putting this on. Sometimes putting vinyl on a round glass can be tricky. There was some small print, so I did a little bit of reverse weeding, as in that I left it on and then pulled it. I left the negative stuff on the cup and then pulled it off with my tweezers and my weeding tool. And then once I was done with weeding all of this, I cleaned my glass up with 91% alcohol and put it back on the turner. So this epoxy layer, I put in some ultra fine shimmer, and just to give it an extra sparkle, because the mica powders are shimmery but they're not like really glittery and sparkly, and I thought that would give this just the extra kick that it needed, and I was not wrong. It looks absolutely gorgeous, and the person who asked for this is super happy with it, and it matches the tray. I'm losing my train of thought. It matches the tray really, really nicely. I haven't gotten any pictures yet of the glass and the pen with the tray, but I'm sure I will be getting one soon. So that is it for this video, guys. It took 2 final coats to get this nice and smooth, and here it is. That's it. This is the beautiful glass. So thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, share, comment. I love to hear your feedback. Don't forget my Facebook group, It's a Craft Thing, as well as my Instagram and Glitter Makes It Superstar page. And I will see you all next time. Bye.